have been every voice.
You are the chosen one!
This is where the fun begins.
Inside your head.
Hello my dear friends and welcome back to another Star Wars news update. In today's video we're going to be focusing on the Book of Boba Fett. We're also going to be talking about the Obi-Wan Kenobi series and more. As always my dear friends, before I dive into the news, please may I ask you to hit like down below, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new and a huge welcome if you are, and also be sure to hit the notification bell to be alerted each and every time that I post new content to the channel. So without much further ado and without any more jibber jabber, let's just dive straight into it. So we're going to start with the Book of Boba Fett, and we have a couple of things to talk about. I'm going to speak about speculation for the plot itself in a moment, but first of all I want to talk about Daniel Logan. So when the Book of Boba Fett was released, a lot of people assumed that we might get Daniel Logan, who played young Boba in Attack of the Clones, in the Book of Boba Fett through flashbacks. Daniel stated at the time that he would love to be in the show. While nothing has been confirmed at this point, one or two of you that are part of the Boba Fett fan club have stated that he's actually working on 4 projects at the moment. While 3 of them are in post-production, so he's done with filming, one of them doesn't have a title and hasn't been specified. Interestingly, he's only been working on this 4th project for about 3 months now, which coincides with when the Book of Boba Fett started filming. It's also at this time that coincidentally he became unavailable on his Cameo fan page, and this has all led many fans to believe that he is, or at least briefly was, secretly filming for the Book of Boba Fett. As I say, any involvement would probably be brief and would be in the form of flashbacks. Another thing to point out is what he's been saying on social media. He's doubled down on Boba Fett quotes from Attack of the Clones, and when someone flat out asked him if he's going to be in the show, he didn't only deny it, but he posted a bunch of angel emojis as if to hint that he can't say anything. This all seems very coincidental all at once, and it's led a lot of fans to believe he is going to be in the Book of Boba Fett very briefly. As I've said in the past guys, I grew up on the prequels, so I would love to see Daniel Logan reprise the role of young Boba in the form of flashbacks. And if we're being honest, it does make complete sense. You can't have a show about Boba Fett without showing some aspects of his past. If we do get flashbacks of a young Boba Fett, hopefully we might see him fight against Cad Bane, a sequence which was never released for the Clone Wars. But as always guys, I leave the judgment to you. Do you think we're going to see a young Boba in flashbacks? Do you think all of this is just a coincidence? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. So now we're going to be speaking specifically about the potential plot for the Book of Boba. This is a really great article which states, is the Book of Boba Fett going to be a revenge thriller? As we know, in The Mandalorian Season 2's post-credits scene, Boba Fett and Fennec Shand arrived at Jabba's palace. After killing Bib Fortuna, Boba took the throne for himself. A title card then teased another Star Wars spin-off. The Book of Boba Fett coming December 2021. No details have been released so far about the series beyond to where Morrison and Ming-Na when starring as Boba and Fennec. But the fact that Boba is digging into his pre-Sarlacc history and taking the helm of Tatooine's criminal underworld seems to suggest that the show is going to be about revenge, specifically settling all of his scores across the galaxy far, far away. One interesting theory is that the title of the show is The Book of Boba because it refers to a list of names of people who wronged Boba Fett in the past in a very Kill Bill style. Jon Favreau's creation of The Mandalorian has drawn a lot of influence from the Western genre. The Book of Boba Fett will no doubt be different but should stay in the same vein, because Boba is a similarly ice-cool gunslinger, and George Lucas had always been influenced by westerns, but it can take inspiration from a different subgenre altogether. In essence, the Book of Boba Fett can offer a bleaker, more violent look at those myths in the style of spaghetti westerns. In traditional spaghetti westerns, revenge is a big theme. Boba's quest for revenge would be a great way to bring back some fan-favourite Star Wars characters, because we have to bear in mind as fans that the people who wronged him happen to include a few icons that fans are dying to see return. For starters, the first person Boba might want to track down is Han Solo. On Jabba the Hutt sail barge in Return of the Jedi, a semi-blind Han accidentally set off Boba's jetpack and sent him careening into the Sarlacc pit. It may have been a clumsy mistake, but Boba doesn't know that. He and Han already have a long-standing rivalry, and the pain of being devoured by the Sarlacc was still very real. An appearance of post-Return of the Jedi Han in the Book of Boba Fett could match that of Luke's appearance in The Mandalorian. If not, it would certainly come close. It would be very fascinating to explore Han's role in the foundation of the New Republic, even if it's just briefly in the context of Boba seeking revenge. The two iconic gunslingers could engage in a climactic shootout like the ending of countless iconic westerns. Another character that Boba could seek revenge over is Mace Windu, who he doesn't know is dead. As we all saw in episode 2, Mace Windu decapitated Jango during the Battle of Geonosis, right in front of a young Boba. From the Jedi's perspective, it's a glorious moment of heroism, but from Boba's, it's essentially the opening scene of Death Rides a Horse. Mace Windu killed Boba's only family member in the world when he was only just a kid. In the Clone Wars, this evolved into a general resentment towards the Jedi, but in the Book of Boba Fett, it could lead to a full-on vengeful crusade against Mace himself. While many fans are adamant that Mace Windu died in Revenge of the Sith, George Lucas and Samuel L. Jackson disagree. Mr. Jackson has been eager to return to the role of Windu ever since Disney acquired Lucasfilm, but aside from Grogu reaching out to all the Jedi in the galaxy, there's never been a clear way to bring him back. And just imagine, guys, if in the Book of Boba Fett, Boba tracks down a weary old Mace Windu, withered by Palpatine's Force Lightning attack and grizzled from years of living helplessly under the Empire. But what do you guys think? Do you think the Book of Boba is going to be about revenge? And if so, what characters are going to be on his hit list? After Luke returned in The Mandalorian Season 2 and after all of the fan reception, I'm absolutely positive that the Book of Boba Fett is going to be full of fan favourites, or at least one or two. I can't wait for it to drop in December, and as always guys, I'm going to be doing full episode breakdowns. So now let's move on to our final article. We're going to be talking about the role of Vader in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. This article states the Obi-Wan series has a great opportunity to explore one character, and they're talking about Darth Vader between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. While the Star Wars prequels serve to show how a young child eventually grew up to become the evil tyrant of Darth Vader, it still left a sizable gap in the continuity between episodes 3 and 4. However, with the announcement of Hayden Christensen reprising the role alongside Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan, Disney seems to be looking to fill in the unknowns of this period of time in the universe. By the start of the Obi-Wan series, Anakin would have fully aligned himself with the dark side, and in his iconic suit and mask he lost or left everything behind that he knew. With his galactic empire building an army and gaining steam to dominate the far reaches of space, the Obi-Wan Kenobi series has the chance to examine Anakin as he truly inhabits the role of Darth Vader, truly getting inside of his head and seeing his mindset as he experiences heartbreak, loss, and regret. At this point in the story, Anakin Skywalker is no stranger to being a willing participant in atrocity. He did after all slaughter a room of fledgling children, and it's going to be hard to make the character seem even more evil than that moment. Unless of course viewers eventually learn that it was his idea to blow up Alderaan in the first place. It's likely in the series that viewers will see Anakin pushed to commit greater and greater atrocity, as the stranglehold the Empire has on the galaxy solidifies. There might be some reluctance on Anakin's part, but what longtime fans want to see is moments where Anakin's good nature shines through. This conflict is what ultimately makes him suffer. In this way, the Obi-Wan Kenobi series can be even more heartbreaking than Revenge of the Sith. Personally, I'm really excited to see Hayden Christensen as Anakin/Vader again, and I think the show is going to be absolutely epic, with a lot of darkness, but I think a lot of action-packed moments. Who knows what it has in store for us? We could even see Vader take on Maul. But let me know your thoughts of this in the comments down below, guys. And that brings us to the end of this news update. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit the bell, do all that good stuff down below. And if you're feeling generous, also please consider becoming a patron, where for just $2 or $10 a month you get exclusive access to content that's not found here on YouTube. I'm Star Wars Meg, wishing you all a phenomenal rest of the day, no matter where you dwell in the galaxy. Have a good one.